My husband and I have been married for 6 years. Still don't have kids. We want them, but it's not happening. Friends and family are causing us constant stress about having a baby, but it's obviously something we can't control. We only wished that they'd stop, but to know, so what I did was come up with idea. Stupid, I know. And that is have an empty jar in it, pregnancy jar. I carry it with me in my bag whenever I'm with friends and family and someone asks about when my husband and I are gonna have a baby. I pull my jar out, ask them to drop $1 in there for asking. I'd get puzzled looks, but they reach out for pockets, wallets, purses and pull out $1 and out it inside the jar. It actually worked. Most of THRM stopped asking after 4 months. Last week we had dinner at my parents' house. My brother came back from his business trip, lasted a month, and while we were eating he asked when me and my husband were to have a kid. My husband paused. I got up from the chair and made my way to where brother was sitting with my jar in my hand and asked him to drop $1 for the. He asked. He stared at me, then laughed nervously, asking if I was being serious. Was looking at us. He said no, he didn't have to pay me, but I told him he didn't have to either, so here we are. I could tell he felt embarrassed. He immediately reached out to pulled out his wallet and put $1 in my jar. I made my way back to my seat and sat and resumed eating like nothing happened. It got awkward afterward. Mom pulled me the kitchen later to tell me that I embarrassed my brother in front of his wife, and family said I should quit acting childish by running around with a jar demanding others to put in it. I told her they should quit asking then. She went on about how they're just worried us since we are in mid-30s and don't have much time left if we want at least one healthy. I got upset and she started arguing. My husband and I left and we haven't seen them in, except I got a call from my sister basically siding with mom and the others saying I'm childish. So I ate for this? Edit. Q&As. 1. This has been going on for years, but in the past year it has gotten worse. 2. I already told them about how I feel regarding this question. My husband doesn't much and says I should let it go too. 3. Yes, they pay every time because it's just $1. It won't make me any richer or them poorer. 4. My husband and I spend the money on snacks to eat every night when watching TV, some toys for the dogs. One more thing. I realize that this could actually be expanded into wedding jar, cake jar, for loss, work jar, house jar, and so on. Depending on the type of struggle, these are the things we struggle and get frustrated with often, but with the fact that we'll just keep asking, then we might become millionaires one day. Lol. Also, someone suggested I up the price to $5. It will mostly depend on the prices of gas, so we'll see. NTA mom owes the jar $1. People need to quit asking people if they are having a kid or having another kid. If they want a kid, they are probably struggling with fertility, working through that process, and it's difficult enough without people asking. If they don't, that's fine too. Oh yeah, ahahaha. She does, especially after once again bringing up how I'm running out of time, face with rolling eyes, hard eye roll, asterisk. Lol. Is anyone else impressed that her family and friends have $1 in cash on them? I'd be like, do you take credit or can I Venmo it to you? NTA, of course. That is the shocking part for sure. 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't have cash. Then again 10 times out of 10 I would never ask the question, so I guess I'm good. NTA. Furthermore, I will be stealing this idea for both myself and anyone I ever advise on the issue. It is brilliant. It is because it does exactly what happened. It brings the absurdity of the question, and by extension the questioner, to an even more absurd plane. You have figured out how to out crazy people that ask without looking crazy yourself. Bravo, and I regret I have not but one upvote to give. Oh honey, go right ahead. Steal it away, ha ha ha. But seriously though, I was expecting people here, or at least one, to call me childish and tell me to grow up. Glad that you guys disappointed me, ha ha ha. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. It's hard, you know. The mental and emotional toll this subject has taken on me and my husband is just incredible. People can be sensitive regarding big, sensitive topics like this, and unfortunately even family who are supposed to understand, make comments and ask uncomfortable questions all the time. NTA. I make it awkward. Oh dear. Maybe we are doing it right. What positions do you recommend that really make it work? Honey, do you think you should go deeper when we try to make a baby? You get the point, lol man. Do they shut up after that? It's amazing. Oh my god, oh my god. Ha ha ha. I can only imagine my husband's face if we ever do this. I'm sure he'd find it hilarious. Definitely going to have him see this idea here. Thank you so much for this, it's genius. NTA. How creative. I don't have to pay you. Yeah, well, you didn't have to ask something that's none of your business, but here we are. Love it. Reciprocity is a beautiful thing, really. NTA, and I'm gonna say your mom ought to drop at least a 10 in there for her lecture. LMAO, actually, if you think about it, that'd be $10, ha ha ha, but she's my mom, so. NTA and #10. And #10. Not only NTA, but a beautiful way to make a point that words apparently don't. And #10. And #10. And you can use it to get yourself a spite snack. Spite snack rolling on the floor laughing, I like it, lol. Greater than asterisk, she went on about how they're just worried for us since we are in mid-30s and don't have much time left if we want at least one healthy baby. Holy shit. We had no idea we were in our mid-30s. This is a shocking development. Thank you so much for pointing it out. We would have just gone on our blissful way, having no concept of the linear nature of time. Wait, hold up, it gets harder to have kids as I age? Why didn't someone tell me? NTA. You asked them to stop. As someone with fertility issues, this is a very sensitive topic. Anytime someone asked me about having kids, I'd always burst into tears. It's not okay to keep hounding people about babies. Your pregnancy jar sounds funny. It's like a swear jar but for nosy baby questions. Yeah mom, I embarrassed him. That was the point. NTA. NTFA. If they want you to have a baby so bad, they can pay for it rolling on the floor laughing. Not only that, but WHO fucking asks that? Knowing you're having trouble? ID put a big label on it and in Sharpie write, the rude and stupid fucking question jar. Put that shit on the table where everyone in the room can see it. Then up the ante to $10. Woman shrugging, medium light skin tone. It's never a good question, since there's a good chance the couple either has trouble conceiving, doesn't want children, or has external reasons which made them wait to have kids, like career, finances, education, or other obligations. Like, just don't ask that. Never. NTA. This is brilliant. And you didn't embarrass your brother. He embarrassed himself by asking a rude, inappropriate question. If he doesn't want to feel embarrassed in front of his wife and kids, he should avoid being a nosy asshole. Easy peasy. NTA. Start a IVF jar and expect minimum $20. Explain them when asked that since the person is concerned for your future kids, you've decided to go for IVF, and you'd be glad to take their contribution. Either they drop the subject or you'll have substantial fun. I'd suggest a little list of typical prices to spur more generous giving. Asterisk 1 month of embryo storage -$60. Asterisk 1 bottle of Menopur -$197. Asterisk first consultation with an re -$325. Really puts into perspective how cheap shutting the fuck up is. NTA times infinity. I'm also in my mid-30s and the constant BS about when my fiancé and I will have children has me completely sympathizing. I have my own $1 million law firm, but do any of my in-laws or family ever care about that accomplishment? No, they only want to know when I'm having babies. Face with rolling eyes. Your mom sucks. Healthy baby? Sounds like you do have a baby. Your law firm sounds amazing. You raised it well. NTA. I can't understand why people feel that it is okay to ask about people having children. Maybe you can't, maybe you don't want to, maybe you are going through a miscarriage. Greater than he said no, he didn't have to pay me, but I told him he didn't have to ask either, so here we are. This here. Nothing else about any of this matters. You are the queen master, yes, but NTA. Edit. All arguments from family about it should count as reasons for pulling out the jar again, and again, and again, until they learn. Thank you so much for understanding how this feels. Heart. NTA, and that's hilarious. Yeah, it's embarrassing. That's the point. One thing you learn very quickly working with people is that embarrassment is a magnificent way to stop problem behavior when the usual, I told you to stop, isn't working. Some people don't give a crap about the fact that you said to stop, but they sure hate being made to look like an idiot. Everyone saying, you just need to tell them to stop. It sure sounds like op already tried that and it clearly didn't work. I feel like your mom owes a $20 for not much time left since you're in your mid-30s. Yikes. More like 1,000. Her mom is the worst. Not to mention plenty of women even older than mid-30s have healthy children. NTA. They should stop asking. It's none of their business. NTA. Ask stupid questions, get stupid answers. Love the jar idea and sorry you've been dealing with infertility. NTA. Your uterus is nobody's business but your own. I admire your commitment to that jar. It's kind of an awe thing, but I feel it's justified. Asking a couple when they are going to have kids is the biggest awe move of all. I have many friends who have had fertility issues, and I can only imagine how painful it would have been for them to be asked, Sue, when you guys having kids? Tick-tock, clock is ticking. I worked with a woman who struggled to fall pregnant. Someone once asked her at work when she was going to have kids, and she just blurted out, I guess when my ovaries decide to work. She was mortified by the situation, but it stopped the awkward questions. NTA. NTA. Add a new jar. Every time they say I'm just worried it's another $1. NTA. People think they have the right to ask when you'll move in together, when you'll get married and when you'll finally have children. They are always pushing for the next stage and can never be happy with where you're currently as a couple, individual. Plus no one knows what you're going through. 1 in 8 women faces infertility. I've had friends handle it multiple ways. One used to say something cruel back to them they knew they were worried about, which was always awkward AF. When are you two gonna have a baby? When are you gonna leave your husband? The other just said straight to their face, we're actually struggling, but thank you for being one of the constant reminders of our struggle and one of the reasons I'll cry when I get home. Both equally effective tears of joy. Also, the jar is a great way to save in case you decide to go the IVF route. NTA. It's none of their business, especially if you have talked to them about it before. Granted, your brother didn't know about this jar, so it should have said, hey, I started this thing where if you ask me about pregnancy or a baby you have to put $1 in the jar. This is your only warning. She's been doing the jar for 4 months, he's been away for a month, and apparently the whole family knew, but no one told him to not ask at family dinner.